Hi, third grade. It's Mrs. D'Amico here. For the next few days, we're going to really dive deep and learn some more about genres, okay, of text. So, our classroom library in school has baskets that are organized by genre. Okay, those are my books that you're able to borrow and return. So, I wanted to start with the first bin is labeled nonfiction. And I used to get fiction and nonfiction all of the time confused when I was your age. So here's how I remember it. Non means not. So it's not fake. F stands for fake. Okay, so nonfiction is not fake. They're written to provide the reader with real facts and details about a topic or a person. Okay, and there's different kinds of nonfiction texts. Um, we already said they give real facts. They're written to teach or inform the reader about something. They include text features, which we're going to be talking about in third grade too, like charts and photographs and captions. And it says, why do authors write them? They write them to teach their reader about something new. They might be an expert on a topic and they've done a lot of research on a topic and they want to share that knowledge with others. Okay, so if we go over here to our nonfiction basket, I want to show you something. If you're not at school, you can watch this and still learn about how we organize our library. So down at the bottom here, you'll see this first basket is labeled nonfiction. And in the corner, there is a little sticker that is like this pinkish purplish color. So you can see this is one of the books I pulled from the nonfiction basket. It's called Birds. And you can tell from just the title that you have a table of contents. That's a text feature. You have photographs, like the page says, and captions, and it's teaching you all about different kinds of birds. But notice that the sticker that's on the basket should match the color of the sticker that's on the inside cover of your book. That way, when you're finished with this book, you can look on the inside cover and know which basket it belongs in. Okay, so that is nonfiction. Now, next, as I flipped on the screen, we have a new genre called biography. Say it. Biography. It says a biography is a text that is written to inform the reader about a real person's life. But the person the biography is written about could be alive or deceased. Okay. That's this basket here next to nonfiction. Biographies are also nonfiction because it teaches you about something that is, or someone, I should say, that is a real person. So I just grabbed the first one. Helen Keller was a real person, and this particular book talks about her. Okay, it also has a table of contents and it gives facts about her life. A lot of popular books are the Who Was books. Those are biographies because they talk to you about a specific person and their life as well. So notice that biographies have a blue sticker. And yes, as you can guess, on the inside cover of a biography, there should be a blue sticker so you know which basket to put it in. Okay. Now, it's important to know about a biography that the author, whoever wrote the book, is someone other than the person. So Helen Keller did not write that book about herself, nor did Steve Irwin. Okay, it was a different author that researched and wrote about a different person's life. Okay. Now, those are the only two nonfiction baskets that I have in my library. Most of my books are actually under the fiction umbrella. And if you think about fiction, that's the opposite of nonfiction. So if nonfiction means not fake, fiction means fake, right? So now historical fiction, the I Survived books are historical fiction books. And let's see why. Historical fiction is a made-up story created by the author. The setting and many details included in the story, though, are based on real historical events. So I survived the attacks of September 11th. The character was made up, but the events of the day actually happened. So that's historical fiction. Okay, the setting is a real location set in a real time period. The characters are real people, but they could also be made up. Like Lauren Tarshis made up our character Lucas from I Survived the Attacks of September 11th. Okay, and the plot is a mixture of made up events and events that actually happened in history. So, in our historical fiction basket at school, right here, there's an orange sticker. And yes, I have a few I Survived books. This one, for some reason, a lot of my historical fiction books went missing because students weren't being honest, which is a shame because it's to share with the whole class. This is an orange sticker found on the inside cover so that you know which basket it belongs in. Okay, moving forward, let's see what our next genre is. Folktales. Say it. Folktales. I actually really like these. Folktales are a story that have been passed down through many generations, and they're usually passed along through oral retelling and are stories that are easy to recite or retell from memory. Okay. They might have some supernatural elements and could include good versus evil. And usually they teach a lesson about right and wrong. Okay, so these are written to entertain us. Okay, think of Little Red Riding Hood or Rapunzel or Hansel and Gretel. Those are some examples. So if you look down here, let's see. This is interesting. Folktales doesn't have any sticker. It is blank. So this is a book called The Five Chinese Brothers. We have Straganona, some of you might know. We have some Anansi the Spider books. These are all folk tales. This one's The Lion and the Rat, a little different than The Lion and the Mouse. But yes, when you open them, they're going to have absolutely no sticker on the inside front cover because they belong in the folk tales basket. Okay, seeing what's next. Another fictional genre is, some of you really like this one, mystery. Say it. Mystery. It's a story in which the character is focused on solving a crime or an unusual problem. You have special characters, maybe like detectives, suspects, witnesses. The author gives clues that will help you solve the mystery as a reader, and often uses foreshadowing to help you solve the mystery. Okay, these are also meant to entertain you as a reader and keep you engaged at guessing, how is it going to end? What's the solution going to be? Okay, so down here on the floor, let's look. I have one basket full of mysteries, lots of mysteries. Notice the sticker in the corner is actually white. It's a white dot sticker. So we have some Scooby-Doo mysteries, Jack Russell Dog Detective. We have A to Z mysteries. Maybe some of you have heard of that series. Cam Jansen is an awesome mystery series as well as the Bailey School Kids. So those kinds of books can be found in this basket. And again, white sticker, you have to be careful. A lot of times last year, they would open the front cover and assume that there wasn't a sticker, but there actually is. So you have to really look, because if it's a white sticker, it's a mystery. Okay, we have a few more. Let's see. Realistic fiction. We read Enemy Pie this year, correct? That was a realistic fiction story for sure. Realistic fiction is a story that is made up. The characters, setting, and events are all fake, but they could happen in real life. It's realistic. It could happen. The setting is real. The characters are people. There's a problem and a realistic solution to the problem in the story. And sometimes the author uses I I think Enemy Pie did, because the boy was saying I, right? He was the narrator. I, me, or my, to tell the story from, that's first person perspective. We're going to talk about that. Okay, so realistic fiction is in this basket. My favorite color is the sticker. It has a yellow sticker. So we have books like, I'll just grab a few here, The Third Grade Angels, okay, dealing with basketball. And again, look for the yellow stickers for realistic fiction. Okay? All right, we're going to keep on moving. We have a few more genres. There are 8 altogether, actually. Okay, fantasy, say it. Fantasy. Fantasy stories are imaginative and entirely made up. They have events that could never happen in real life. Okay, so realistic fiction could happen. Fantasy couldn't really happen in real life. They have unrealistic characters. So maybe animals are able to talk in these books, or characters have magical powers. Okay, and there's unrealistic events like magic carpet rides or traveling through time. That's obviously fantasy. Okay, and these are books here in this basket with the red sticker. I have a book, look, The Little Mermaid is in there. What's behind it? Stuart Little involves a mouse. Some of the Magic Tree Houses are fantasy. Charlotte's Web, When the Spider Communicates with the Girl, those are all fantasy stories with red stickers. Okay, actually only one more genre, but I have a lot of them. So there's 2 baskets here I'll show you. On my baskets, the word is comedy, but a synonym for comedy is humor, humorous fiction. And the story that we just read, called A Fine, Fine School, is humorous fiction. It's basically a funny, comical story. They're intended to be hilarious and humorous, and they usually make the readers laugh at different points in the story. Okay? There are characters' events that are laughable. They can include irony and puns to help, or jokes. They can include humorous actions or events. Usually there's some surprise or elements of confusion, okay, that are laughable. I will say, sometimes I know they make jokes and things. Sometimes the pictures, the illustrators, help add to the humor, like in A Fine, Fine School. So let's look here. I have 2 baskets of this one. Humorous fiction, I call on here comedy. It's the same thing. Jeannie B. Jones, her books are often funny in that series. There's some there. One of my favorites from when I was young, Amelia Bedelia, her books actually made me laugh. Okay, so just books like those. And notice the green sticker. Doesn't matter which basket you get it out of, just as long as it fits well. So all of the books, Amber Brown is green with envy. So green sticker for comedy. All right, 3rd grade. Just make sure when you're using our classroom library that you should only have 1 book out at a time. Okay, you should never hoard the books in your desks, because, again, they're for everybody to share. And please be honest. If you borrow a book from my library that I have gotten with my money, or students have got for me as gifts, you need to return them and be responsible, because I would hate to shut down the classroom library on account of not being honest. Okay, so please be responsible and respectful with my things, as always. All right, thanks for joining me. See you next time.